So we're talking with Cathy Zemaitis, and you are with NEADS, who trains service dogs for people, and you're having a big event coming to Polar Park, Pulling For Paws truck pull. We'll talk about that in a little bit and how people can get involved. But first, I want to let people know what NEADS does as far as service dogs. Who are the people that these dogs help?
Well, NEADS, first of all, is a nonprofit organization. We're located in Princeton, Massachusetts, and it's here that we breed, raise, train, and match a wide range of service dogs to meet the needs of folks with a variety of disabilities. We've been serving the disabled community since 1976 and have NEADS service dogs working across the country.
What are some of the things that the dogs help some of these people with? I know every person's situation is completely different, but what are some of the dogs trained? How are they trained to help people?
Our dogs, first of all, are purpose-bred. So that means that they're purpose-bred to be a service dog, and so they really love service dog work, and they like working, and that's part of our breeding program to make sure that all of our dogs love what they do. They are trained not only to be steadfast in public in any situation, but more importantly, they do most of their work probably in the house. They pick things up, they fetch things, they flip light switches on and off, they can hit the handicap buttons if someone has limited reach and is trying to go through a public access door. They can open a refrigerator door, retrieve something from the refrigerator, shut the door, bring it to someone. They can stand and brace for a light fall.
Wow.
So many different things. They can back up and turn if they're in a tight space, so especially important if they're working with someone in a wheelchair, because that wheelchair takes up a little bit more room than someone without, and now you add a dog, so being able to maneuver through tight spaces is also something that they're pretty darn good at.
So that was going to be another question, but I think you've already addressed it, is like, can any dog do this? But you said these dogs are bred specifically to be service dogs, so you can't, it's not like you can take a dog from a shelter, or can you?
Well, I'm not going to say that you can't, but it's pretty rare.
Okay.
When you bring a dog in from a shelter, you don't understand their breeding or their history. And so if a dog has had a traumatic history, it's not going to be steadfast in public. It's not going to be able to continue working in a crowded room or on an airplane or on public transportation. And so it's really rare that you can successfully take a dog, a pet purebred or a shelter dog, and create what we're creating, which is really a world-class service dog. It takes 2 years and about $45,000 to bring one dog through. And these dogs, when they're matched with our clients, are fully trained. They've had a full range of experience out in public, as well as really solid training. And only about half of the dogs that start our program make it through. We are that particular about the dogs that we're handing to our clients to make their lives better and more independent. As one of our clients said, it takes an extraordinary dog to give someone an ordinary life, and that's what we do. We bring extraordinary dogs to folks who need them.
So you said 2 years, around $45,000 to have each dog trained. Would you have to also give some training to the person who's going to be matched with this dog too? I would imagine that's true.
Absolutely. Great question. We have a wonderful house, the Kathy Foreman Client House, here on our campus in Princeton, and our clients live with us for about 2 weeks learning how to work with the dog. And then going forward for the working life of the dog, we stay very much in touch with our clients. We're always available to help for any reason at all, and we really do consider those teams that we graduate part of the NEADS family, and we treat them like that. We treat them like family.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dogs, I mean, in my case anyway, in a lot of cases, dogs are just, my dog, is part of the family. In fact, I think I am a service human for my dog. Basically, I exist for my dog's comfort, pretty much.
Yes, I understand. Yeah, we do place working dogs, of course, and they are treated like working dogs, but I have to say that there isn't one of our working dogs out there that isn't also a beloved part of the family. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what is the biggest challenge NEADS is facing right now?
Right now our biggest challenge is securing puppy raisers, particularly in the Worcester area. our professional training staff work with inmates, which I think a lot of people know, in 6 different prisons to train our service dogs. But we also rely, and this isn't as well known, very heavily on our puppy raisers. These are folks who take our 8-week-old pups into their homes for up to a year to help socialize them and to teach them basic obedience skills. We have a great support system for these amazing individuals and families, and if anyone's interested, they can apply online by visiting NEADS.org and clicking on the Raise a Puppy tab.
And that's a commitment of time, too.
Big commitment. If the full-time puppy raisers have the dogs with them, all the time.
Right.
And they leave the full-time raisers, they would either come back here to the NEADS campus for finished training with our trainers, or they would be put into one of our prisons to have their finished training done by an inmate handler.
You know, from what I've read about the training programs that prisons do, this is also therapeutic to the inmates.
You know, it's really a win-win all around. The inmates do take this job very seriously, and the inmates, it's not just any inmate that can bring along one of our dogs. Our dogs live in the prisons for 5 days a week, and then they're taken out of the prison by weekend puppy raisers, again, families who help socialize the dogs outside the prison. And then the inmates also have a backup handler. So there's a lot of training that goes into it, but you know, we've had inmates say, this is the first time I've ever been able to give back to society when, in fact, when I was out in society, I wasn't doing a whole lot of giving back. And this is a wonderful opportunity for them to really learn, how it feels to take care of someone else, meaning the dog, and how it feels to give back.
Yeah. Like you mentioned earlier, it costs around $45,000. And now you have an event coming up at Polar Park. It's called Pulling For Paws. It's a truck pull. This is pretty awesome. It's on April 23rd. And folks at Polar Beverages are helping out, and they're providing the trucks to be pulled, right?
Absolutely. The folks at Polar Beverages are wonderful supporters of NEADS. They are providing a 25,000-pound, 53-foot semi-tractor trailer,
Jeez.
And that will be pulled by 15 people. We have 15 teams right now who've signed up to pull the truck. And this amazing event, I can't forget our sponsors. Our presenting sponsors is MA Real Estate Company, and we are very excited because this is the first year they've sponsored any of our events. So welcome to MA Homes. Everybody has to pull the truck 20 feet. And it's whoever pulls the truck the fastest. And all of these teams have signed up to raise at least $3,000 apiece for NEADS.
Can someone still form a team and get involved?
Oh, absolutely. People can still form a team until April 15th. And if you go to NEADS.org and then you hit the events tab, in the drop-down you'll see Pulling For Paws, and you'll see all of the teams that are participating right now, and then you can click through to support a team if you can't form your own team, or absolutely form your own team, and you have until April 15th to do that.
Oh, great. And of course, people are welcome to come down to Polar Park, right? Watch
There's a lot going on that day other than the truck pull, which will all be, not only will you be able to see it from the area where we are at Polar Park, but it'll also be up on the big Jumbotron. And in addition to the truck pull, there will be a great day of family fun. There'll be music sponsored by Meet Boston, tours of Polar Park, great ballpark food, beer, and wine for purchase, family-friendly activities and games for the kids. You can meet Smiley, the Woo Sox mascot, and something that's really cool is we're opening up the batting tunnels, and people can go in and try their hand in a professional league batting tunnel. So all of that is $10 for adults and $5 for kids to get in.
NEADS.org is the place to go for any information about the event or about your organization, or if you want to help out, that's the place to go, right?
Absolutely. NEADS.org. Would love to see people there.
Awesome. Well, Cathy Zemaitis from NEADS, thank you very much for taking the time today, and we'll see you at Polar Park on April 23rd.
We will be there. Thanks so much.